This is a HeadGum podcast.
200th episode. Brought to you by...
Ring ring.
That's right. Well, it's actually just ring.com.
Sure, yeah, but the sound.
Yeah.
Course.
Oh, yeah, it's a doorbell ring. Actually, that sound isn't just a package being delivered or friends coming over. It's also the sound of someone planning to rob you blind.
Let's not be too alarmist.
Well, because it is alarming, actually, that 95% of home break-ins happen during the day. And burglars start by ringing the doorbell to see if someone's home before pillaging your possessions.
Easy doesn't, man. It's a good thing to have kind of regardless, because it's nice to know who's at the door.
Oh, yeah. Well, with the Ring Video Doorbell, you can see and talk to anyone at your door from anywhere in the world using your smartphone. That's right, technology has finally caught up to us. We can now just put a Ring doorbell by the door, and anytime the motion detector goes off, whether they ring the doorbell or not, you can see what's going on from your smartphone.
Yeah. For instance, I'm afraid of ghosts, and every time the doorbell rings, I could just check and make sure it's not a ghost.
Or a ghoul or a goblin.
Yeah, or a boogie.
That's right. Sometimes it's a boogie-based man. It's like having a neighbor keep an eye on your home 24/7 without the judgment. So if you're looking to get a little bit more secure, if you need a doorbell that's a little more 21st century, highly recommend Ring.com. Time Magazine and USA Today named it one of their top 10 gadgets. So you know it's legit.
Yeah. So you know they know what they're talking about.
And
we don't. But
If
we'll listen to them.
if you want a little free sauce, you can get expedited FedEx shipping when you go to ring.com/ifiwereyou. That's ring.com/ifiwereyou.
Dude, and expedited shipping is pretty legit.
It's there very fast.
Yeah, it's like flying first class except for getting your mail.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It is like flying first class, except for your mail.
Mm-hmm.
You have so much status that your mail flies first class to you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
With Ring Video Doorbell, you're always home. So check them out, ring.com/ifiwereyou. Wow, this is it. Episode 200. We had to get Ben back because it's a tradition at this point.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Things got real.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
They really did.
God, things did get real. Enjoy.
If I were you, here's what I would do. Well, if I were you, I'd ask if I were you, should I go? If I were you, should
Ah, very nice.
I go?
Whoa!
What did it say at the end?
I don't know.
Show.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
I'll never know. We can't play it again.
I guess not.
It's just the opener.
Dear Theodore.
Yes, dude!
Yes, dude!
You're back!
Yes, dude.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Uh-huh.
Bagels and Lox are back.
What?
Tell a friend.
Oh, this is a commercial?
Yeah.
For Bagels and Lox?
Hey, sir, what would you like to eat? I don't know. I want carbs and fish. Well, do I got a beautiful mix and match for you? All right, here's a pizza matzot. I guess there aren't a lot of carbs in matzot.
No, yeah, not a lot. Although, it is kind of like a Jewish sushi.
What?
Like salmon and rice. The Jewish equivalent is lox on a bagel.
Oh, I guess, right?
Circular.
Seems like you thought about that for a while before throwing that gem in there.
Ben Schwartz in the house.
Hey! Yes, dude!
That lasted so much longer than I thought it would.
Same with me, by the way. I had to commit far longer than I wanted to.
At one point, the noise started coming out of your ass, which
Nice.
is pretty cool.
Those are really great socks, man.
I got them yesterday. I did a television program, and then they gave me these socks.
Why?
Because they're great. What do you give me when I do your thing?
I get your socks. Can I have your socks?
Yes, of course. I hate that I brought the ones that I just got yesterday. I wish I was
So
doing.
sick.
Jake,
Thank you.
true or false? We've shared clothes before.
True.
Jake, true or false? We've swapped shirts before.
Yeah, you currently have a shirt of mine, and I currently have a shirt of
It's
yours.
pretty fantastic.
A nice gray shirt. Do you still wear that shirt?
I think so.
Why did you switch shirts?
I think one of my shirts got stained here, didn't it?
You were sweaty.
I was
and you had
sweaty.
to go to a show.
Yes, I was sweaty. We had done something athletic, and I was sweaty, and I
Like
sweat.
played NBA Jam for 2 hours.
Yep. And then and my gray shirt was sweat through, and Jake is like, I had that same exact shirt. And then Jake came down with the cheapest version of that shirt I've ever seen in my life. 100% true.
That is not true.
It looked like a series of ants made it. And then I said, how about this? You take this one, which is far nicer, and I'll take your terrible,
It was an
terrible
American
one.
Apparel shirt for
Nope,
a Nordstrom rack
far
shirt.
nicer.
It's
far
a
nicer.
lateral step.
Far nicer. We looked it up online. Mine was about roughly $45. Yours was roughly $6.20.
Mine was $10.
You got it in a bundle.
A 3-pack at Costco.
Yeah, he got like
so-
a
A surplus?
Is there tea in Costco?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Isn't it?
Honestly, the shirt that I gave Ben, I loved that shirt.
No, you didn't.
I did. I still do.
Do you want it back?
Yeah, I miss it every day.
Do you really?
Yeah.
It's the same exact shirt.
Yeah, but,
Dear Theodore, know what to say to you.
Ben, you haven't been on our show in 100
you didn't say
episodes.
who wrote that song.
Oh,
Sorry, I care about the artists.
Kevin Williams.
Kevin, that was great, by the way. I wonder if you did all the layering yourself, if you got other people to sing it with you, but that was beautiful.
And then took all the credit.
Who's the guy? Isn't there a
Carrot
Williams?
Top.
Oh, Bob
Ace
Dole.
No, a
Bob
guy.
Dylan.
No,
Jacob Dylan.
Oh, yeah,
No.
Jacob Dylan.
no, the guy
John Curlt.
No,
John Sant.
Dylan from 90210.
Salmon
no.
fans.
Yes, actually, it was.
Salmon
Wasn't
fans?
Dylan from 90210 also? No, wasn't the guy who does like the
Michael
most
Winslow.
the most famous movie composer in the world?
John Williams.
So this is Kevin Williams.
Oh, God, that was such a long way to get to a stupid sentence.
Well, it was just one
Williams
sentence.
is like
You
one of
cut
the
me
most
off.
famous last names. So many people have the last name Williams.
But didn't that sound a little bit
Ready?
like
Go. Let's go through a basketball player. Mo Williams, Herb Williams.
Yeah, obviously. This
Give me two
person's-
more Williams in the NBA.
Allison Williams.
Darren Williams.
Darren Williams.
Darren Williams.
Yeah.
Point guard. Give me one more from the NBA.
There was he played he was
John Williams.
He was a point guard for UConn.
Williams.
I think it was Williams because it was I can't remember his first name.
Sorry, guys.
But
So how does a podcast work? We all ask each other questions.
no, it's an
then I
advice
say-
show.
Huh?
It's an advice show
For who?
for people listening.
You said I haven't been here for 100 episodes?
Yeah, the last episode you did was episode 100.
We were in your different location. You guys are in a different location now.
Yeah, I think you've done an episode with us in 3 different places.
Where did we do the first one?
Oh, the College Humor Office.
Oh, wow.
College Humor Office.
I've done 4, I think, haven't I?
Oh yeah, because you did one at your house. I brought the equipment.
Oh,
over.
yeah, because 2 of them were without Jake.
Wasn't
Yeah.
one
Jake,
of
get
them?
off your phone.
I'm looking up who this
Yeah,
Williams
but Amir
guy
made me
was.
put my stuff on a wire on airplane mode, and then freaking Jake gets to do whatever he wants.
You can be on airplane mode and still have Wi-Fi.
I turned off airplane mode though.
That being said,
What to say to you? You have my
Marcus
teeth.
Williams.
You have
Marcus
your uncle's
Williams.
nose. What is it?
Marcus Williams.
And don't tell me he didn't get to the NBA because he played for the Warriors.
For how many years?
I don't know, man. Not a long time. He wasn't very good.
Do you play guitar anymore, Jakey?
Oh, Brooklyn Nets in the first round.
Jake?
Yes. Every once in a while, I'll pick up the old axe and
Because you used to
shred.
all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've picked up that guitar and played anything in a couple weeks. I don't really play it very much.
I should say no. Sorry, I said yes every once in a while, but it's
It is
never.
every once in a while. It's every
Jake,
once in a while.
would you give me a ride to the airport if I asked? For real?
Yeah, of course.
I would do the same for you if you really needed it. I would also be like, well, I'd be like, I could get you a car if I can't make it.
Right.
I would so much rather pay an Uber to take somebody to the airport than to drive them there.
It matters who it is.
If you needed help moving, who would you text, me or Amir?
You, Amir wouldn't do that. Amir doesn't have the social skills to do that.
I would so much rather pay an Uber driver to help you move.
Rock and roll movers.
Yeah.
Beauty school dropout. You know that song?
Yeah, of course, from Greece.
Yeah, Frenchie. was,
Have you ever seen Grease 2?
I've seen Grease too.
Are you asking both
What's it
me
about?
and Jake?
I've seen Grease also.
Are you
Is that
saying,
what you're saying?
Which one are you saying? Are you saying like you're asking both of us? Like Grease 2?
No.
Have you seen Grease 2?
The sequel?
I saw Grease recently.
I saw
Have you
Grease.
seen it too?
Have you seen it too?
Yeah, I saw Grease 2, yeah.
Have you seen Grease 2 too?
I hope there's no questions. I hope we get to no questions. This is what my goal is every time. Do you guys have a record player?
No.
Oh, we used to. It was right
Yeah.
over there.
What happened? Gave it to someone?
Yeah, the guy who owned it came by and
Your hair
grabbed
looks
it.
good. You're doing well.
Really? Oh, shit.
When are you going to cut the beard?
I think I'm going to try to go 6 months. It's like 3 months now.
Oh,
Wait, no. October 26th, November 26th.
Stop.
3.5 months.
I got a really good question.
Yep.
It was emailed.
Can I ask you a
to-
question real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, no. So in the world...
I'm gonna read the questions.
We just got to get through one quick question and we
Yeah,
get to it.
sure.
Do you guys think, in the way that comedy is going, would you rather, if you had the opportunity to do a multi-camera sitcom for the next 10 years of your life,
Okay.
okay, or go for it, and you're multi-camera sitcom and you get paid a significant amount of
Handsomely.
money?
Like
Yeah.
a successful multicam.
Yep.
Like on Big Bang Theory.
Well, it's different because you know what that is. You don't know what this is yet. This could be far worse or whatever, but you're on multi. It could be not as successful, but you're making money.
We're acting or we created the show?
You're acting in it.
Okay.
Or once every 2 years, I give you a shot at making your own TV show. But I can tell you that the odds of it getting on the air are 15%. 1-5. Oh, you know what? Make it better. 25%.
2-5.
Would you? And that also means if you don't get it, you're not making. Which one would you go after? Real question. Think about it for real.
And I've got everything going for me that I currently do too.
You're not making as much money with HeadGum because you're making hand over fist right now. So you're not making as much money.
Less than hand over fist.
This is
So you're just going
HeadGum it's a money printing machine.
It's a Google.
It's insane.
Yeah.
That's why we're.
I opened my computer and bills just flew out of it.
This is a mint over here.
Yeah, this is basically a mint.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I think I'd go for the sure thing, the 10 years of a.
But you're just
multicam.
acting in that.
That's
Being
okay.
a show creator, you make a lot more money.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
I'm telling you that the money you would make off that multicam would probably be more.
But I get to make up my own show every 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that right now.
Yeah, that's correct. You could do that.
So
right
it's
now.
But
it's what I'm
you'd have
doing
less
now,
of-
or be an actor on a.
No, but
multicam
you're not as successful in the podcast world. You're not hand over fisting.
I don't know. Fisting in the podcast world. That would be a cool podcast.
Hey man,
Just like
keep on track.
All right, sure. I think I would probably. It's a real prisoner's dilemma because both these options
you don't
suck.
know. You don't know if you don't know. You may love a multicam sitcom. Maybe you guys like Amir. You may love to be performing in front of a crowd. Some people prefer it.
Yeah, I don't, but I prefer money.
Prefer money, so that's what you would do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about you?
I think I would do the second one, the creating a show every 2
Creating a
years.
show, two totally different things. Yet you guys are best friends. How does it work out?
Best friends can have different opinions on things,
That's why we work on creating single camera shows and not acting them.
but we have less than a 25%.
Are we allowed to talk
chance.
about the pilot?
No.
For real?
Oh, the pilot? Yes.
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 Can we talk about that? I was
No. What?
in it? Can we or no?
What about what?
That I was in it?
Yeah.
Did we tell our friends that?
No, you didn't.
Or did we tell our friends?
They made a
that?
pilot and they asked me if I would be in it, just so you guys know what you missed.
Uh-huh.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah.
Is it for real? I don't know.
I mean, how much more in trouble can we? It's like, can we get in trouble from a school that already expelled
So
us?
Jake and Mir asked if I would do it
Hey, if we talk about it too much, True's not going to be happy.
They're gonna repass.
to play a guest in it, and the way that we start is always we go, what type of occupation should you have?
Yeah.
And we decided on magician. Mm-hmm. So for those who watch Jake and Amir and have seen any of the ones that I've done, know that the next one was magician, and we filmed it, and now it'll never
And
end.
it was great. Did you have a name?
Oh, I don't think I did.
I don't think you did either.
Or if I did, I got to make it up at the last second.
But yours was
Oh, kind of a con man-y, so I could play the same thing where I keep coming back as different.
exactly.
Right.
It was like a fake magician, but you actually had to learn some magic for it.
Yeah, I learned a couple magic tricks.
Yeah.
And then there was a party here afterwards, remember, and I was doing magic tricks.
Yeah.
And then when
Good,
people
good.
started paying attention, I felt self-conscious and kind of stopped.
The trick you learned, the card trick, was really good.
There's a couple that some
Sleight of
professional
hand.
magicians do it up. So just so you know, we haven't talked about that. I'm trying to think what else happened in the past 100 episodes. So how was it a year ago?
About a year and a half.
Wow, I've been on the podcast in a year and a half?
I think so.
Why, you guys haven't asked me?
We did, and you're like, after 100 episodes, after 100 episodes.
I
I'll do it
did
every
not
100
say that.
episodes. I'll do it every 100.
Absolutely
Has it been
not.
100 yet?
Absolutely
No, it's been 68.
not.
I don't know
Oh,
how
never.
it's been.
Why don't you think you asked me? I
You're
wanted to do a
busy
live
guy.
show once, but we never figured it out.
That's
oh,
what
we're
I'm
going to come to
saying.
South by?
I don't think I'm going to be there.
What about, we haven't announced this yet, but we're going to the East Coast.
Oh.
This could be a perfect time. In April 6th, 7th, 9th, and 10th, we're going to be in Washington, D.C., Brooklyn, New York, Boston, Massachusetts.
Where are you playing in Brooklyn, New York?
The
Music Hall of
Hall
Williamsburg.
Ooh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. And then
You guys are great, huh?
And then the
Yeah. Do you make more money off of the tour or off of doing the actual podcast?
I don't want to talk about how much money we made, but
Can you answer it later?
And on the yeah, absolutely. I'll show you my W-2s. And the last day of the tour is New Haven, Connecticut.
Ooh,
so if you're
Jake's hometown.
Yeah, if you're in DC,
hometown
Boston,
show.
Brooklyn, New Haven, it's going to be us two. Hopefully, we can convince Ben to come by the end of this show.
I'm on the East Coast.
Why don't you just come anyway? What if we paid you to come?
Tickets were literally $150 one way.
That's not true. I just my friend just flew here.
No,
So-
tickets to the shows.
Oh, sorry. That's so expensive.
Our ticket to New York was $150.
How many
Yeah.
Hurwitzes will be at the Connecticut one?
Shit. I think most of them. My
Mom?
mom, my dad, my sister.
Micah?
Micah is going to be here at school still. My other sister. Oh, Liza lives in New York. Actually, probably only 3 Hurwitzes.
Not into them.
But my
come on,
aunt
we
might
can get
I
come.
need to have at
Hurwitzes.
least 5 Hurwitzes.
My aunt
on.
might come. My aunt might be there.
Which one?
Amy.
What's her last name?
Oh, also Susie's going to be there.
Susie!
Yeah, Aunt Susie will probably be there.
What's her last name?
Dear
Well, her last name
Theodore,
is
what to
not
say to
Hurwitz,
you?
Can I ask you this question?
Yes, of course. That's the point of this podcast, of course.
It's called If I Were You. It's an advice show, so people will email us their
Can
real
I ask you a question about
yeah.
that?
Christ.
How many titles did you guys go through before you picked If I Were You? And what was the number 2 title? These are good questions. Whenever I ask questions, they're not bad.
Yeah.
What was the choice? What was the one that was, and whose decision was it to go with this?
I think Jake thought of the idea of If
And
I
the
Were You.
name.
Yeah.
There's a G-check. I mean, hey, I don't want to take all the credit.
Our fear
Sounds
was
like-
doing we didn't want to do just like a relationship show, so it's like, let's just open it up to anything. If I were you, like if we would, I can tell you what I would do in that situation. But most people aren't confused about things as much as they are about love. Like most people go to work, come home. That's all very standard.
Oh,
I know
you
how to
wanted
live
it to
my
be a
life.
relationship thing.
No, we want it to be about anything.
I think what ends up happening, we want it to be just like general advice because we weren't experts. I modeled it after Car Talk because Car Talk is a radio show that never needed guests. Like the stressful thing about having a podcast is booking guests.
Oh, that's
studying
interesting.
them.
How often do you guys have guests? I assume every other time.
no,
No,
less.
maybe
maybe 25% of the time.
And
No.
Yeah.
And when we have guests, we don't really interview them very much. We like ask them what they're up to and like how they got started, but mostly they answer advice questions with us.
They're a co-host.
You're the only one that won't answer questions.
I can't wait to get into it.
Oh,
I'll
but-
start by saying I can't wait to get into it.
Then we should just
But then I'll continue by saying, can I ask you a quick question?
sure.
So what was the second name that we didn't do?
Wait, I feel like I was thinking
I could
something
search
else
If I
and
Were
can't
You on my
remember.
Gmail.
What's the first email you guys sent to each other? Do you have that?
No, because it was on old
It
Outlook.
was Outlook Express. Shit, what was I gonna say?
I wonder when the first time I met you guys was when we did that first short film, right? That was
Yeah.
the first time.
I
No.
feel like
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
No,
I don't
we
think
did.
I'd met you before.
Didn't
we
you
had
do
met.
the Hardly Working where you're going to commit suicide by jumping off a table?
That was way after
That
we did
way
a bunch
after.
of Jake and Mirrors.
Really?
Yeah,
You had short hair in that,
Yeah, when I was in New York, I didn't know that I can grow out my hair.
but in the video you had longer hair.
No, Jake and Amir would have been the first. Because I did High Times, and the second thing I did was Jake and Amir.
Oh, really?
yeah. I remember because when we shot on like the really tiny little cameras, and that was the first
Yes.
time I met you.
Yes. I remember really liking Jake. I remember looking in a mirror and realizing this is going to be an uphill battle.
I remember you were the first person. I mean, maybe not the first person, but when we were writing, like we were all like pitching ideas for the High Times editorial office because you
You
had
guys
done a
would
couple.
also?
What's that?
You guys would as well for the bigger sketches you guys would pitch?
So we did like, I think you did a couple of those that weren't written by me. I don't know who wrote them, but then we did like a big roundtable with all the writers, and I was still an intern or like a junior writer or something. And I like pitched some like dumb joke, and you like tapped my shoulder and you're like, "That's really funny," and I was like, "Dope, dude, that's so cool."
That's amazing.
Guys,
Wasn't me.
great news. I just found a fucking treasure trove. This
Of all the names that didn't go?
It's a recorded conversation between me and Jake on April 29th, 2013, in which we discuss what the podcast should be and what the title should be.
Okay,
Wow.
let me hear some titles.
Well, we should read this.
Yeah.
Do you want
Do you want to
play the
read
part
each
of-
other's parts?
So I'll be Jake and you be me.
Great. Come here. I'll be playing Amir.
This actually is a very exciting show for me to go to. So wait, Ben's Amir, Amir's me.
Yeah. West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Where's the sausage? I can't eat it. Look at my glasses.
Why is there hummus in my pocket? Okay.
Classic Amir, dude. Why is there hummus in my pocket?
All right, so me is you,
Got it.
and then
Let's think
is
of a name
Jake.
that we can buy. Do you mind if I read everything, or do you want to censor ourselves?
No, we could read everything.
Let's think of a name that we can buy.
There's a real conversation Jake and I
.com.
had on April of 2013.
Okay, Jake's first. Go.
Um,
So this is the first. This is how it all started. Let's think of a name that we can buy, like a name.com, like instantdomainsearch.com. Let's look at one.
ifimeyou.com is available. Pretty good.
If I'm you, by the way, is what you wrote.
Oh, ifimeyou.com.
You even got it confused
Yeah.
here. If I am,
That's funny. I'm me. All right. All right. So say that again.
IFIM.
If I'm you.
Oh, easy to say, hard to look at,
True. Too hard to look at? Question mark.
or hard to comprehend, hard to read. Leave me alone.
Haha. Kind of nuts to have such a short domain though. No punctuation. All words spelled correctly.
Maybe because it's a hyphenate word. If I am you. If I'm you. iwereyou.com is available. That's almost sensical.
True.
Oddly enough, advicepodcast.com is available. Too boring?
Haha. That's nuts. And I think it is. Maybe that's why it's available.
Ha 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 ha. No human is that boring.
If I Were You podcast.
Too long? Whoa, so you said no when he first said it. You said it, and he said no.
Wait, but Amir said If I Were You was available, right?
If I Were You podcast.
Oh, if every podcast. Too long? What I Would Do show, also long. Ifpodcast.com.
Kind of nice. Maybe we should name the podcast first.
Podcrastinate.com.
Haha.
Haha. If I Were You is pretty good. What I Would Do?
I think I like If I Were You.
WWMED. What would a Meesus do? If I Were You show.com. If I Were You podcast.com.
I like If I Were You show.
And that's how it happened, correct?
So according to this, I thought of If I Were You.
Well, let's. I mean, Jake really shepherded. Jake was the bus driver.
But I was the one who said If I Were You is pretty good. And then you said, I think I like If I Were You.
But let's scroll back even
Jake
further.
said, if I were you, podcast. And then you said, too long? And then you immediately said no to him. And then you pretended like you thought of the idea. If I were you is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
You
Wait,
just
is
read
there-
it and then you shit on it.
But did you? Who said the words "If I Were You" first?
You said, if I were you, podcast.
That's the first.
Yes.
you
If
hear-
I Were You podcast. And then I said too long. And then I said If I Were You is pretty good. And then you said, I think I like If I Were You.
Those are the best when you find those beautiful
Yeah.
little, like, old... Do you guys keep pictures, old photos?
Yeah, we have some old. I have an old photo upstairs in a little box that's me and Amir's first trip to Los Angeles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it of?
Carnell took it up on that guy Will's roof.
Oh,
with a
yeah.
Polaroid.
Where was that?
He was living in Silver Lake, but we didn't have any idea what the fuck it was.
I
when
was
we
like
were
in the
here.
middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we're like. I remember thinking like, wow, this is like kind of a weird place to live.
Really far away.
Yeah, it turns out it was great.
Dear
Oh, thank God I didn't keep reading. It was all about Ben after that.
I wish it was.
Yeah. Also, Jake said some pretty nasty things after that.
What
Just
did I
read
say?
one of them? Just read one of them.
It's just a lot of like.
Just read one of them.
I said, ambitious release date for the podcast, Monday, May 13th. And Jake says, I like it. I really do. Then I said, I told the idea to Rami. He likes it.
Rami
then-
okayed it.
Jake says, that's fucking awesome. No guests for the first time, just advice to people emailing? And I said, yeah. The question is, how do we get people emailing before we have a show? And Jake says, truth. And an insider tip is, the first episode,
Made 'em up.
we made them up.
I knew it. And did you make up names for them too?
Yes, we made up names. Actually, I think for the first 160 episodes, we made up emails.
Today's the
That's
first
nice.
one we got
Yeah.
a real one, actually.
And
200.
do you mind if we get to the real
Yes,
email?
of course. Please. That's the point of the show.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
Before we get to the email, Jake, we're going to get to the email. We're always going to get to the email.
I hate it.
Oh, wait, I really did have a question. Oh, so who's your first guest and how far into it?
Our first guest, I believe, was Ricky.
Ricky Van Veen, episode like 8?
Maybe
Or
so.
Even
When did
earlier.
Benjamin come into the mix?
Benjamin Schwartz.
You
your
were
first
we were
episode?
living in New York and you were in LA, so it was a long time.
Oh, you started when you were in New York.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
started in
Were
Brooklyn.
you still doing College Humor?
Yeah, we still worked at College Humor when we did it.
Do you guys miss making videos?
Yeah.
I just thought about it the other day. Someone asked me what I really liked, and we were going through this stuff. I was at AMA I did, and they were saying, like, what? Or no. It was some interviewer did. and I was going through the stuff, and I was like, you know what? I miss making those Jake and Amir. Those were really fun because those were like we talked about all the things. It was like this. Like anything else, you're like, you know what? Jake and Amir, they're talking about like what you get from different things. When you do House Lives, what do you get? What do you get from this? And I was like, for us, it was more like let's just play around and have fun and just be the goofiest and most fun.
Yeah.
Right.
It was so
There were no
silly.
rules.
I think.
Would you do videos again?
I don't know.
Not for College Humor, just in general. I guess it's too expensive.
Yeah, I love the idea. I mean, I want to do more creative stuff and like make our own videos, be our own bosses, and develop our own shows. That excites me more than acting in a multicam sitcom.
You would rather direct?
I would rather. I guess I don't know about direct. I like directing a lot, but I would rather create. I would rather be like in charge of the writing and the act. I would just be in charge of as much stuff as I could be.
And it's still true that Jake does 80% of the writing, Amir does 20?
Mm-hmm. The 80-20 rule.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, let
But
me search
actually,
80-20.
Amir improvises maybe everything on set. So like the scripts that I write are awful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get to a question. I
Sure.
hate that we're fucking waiting.
I've been a loyal listener since episode.
What's this
actually-
person's name? Can I name him?
A female name. A
Girl
female
or
I'm
guy?
name.
so surprised you're letting us read it.
Girl?
Girl.
We usually get through two.
Yeah.
How many do you get through usually with a normal person?
3 to 4.
4. So we can pop through 1.5. Okay, woman's name. This woman's name is Sukin.
Yeah, I like it already.
S-U-K-A-N.
Sukin.
Hari Sukin.
No, don't.
Sorry about that.
It's all right, man. Just know when to stop.
I apologize.
Okay?
Yep.
Do you, or are you just saying you apologize?
I do feel bad. I'm sorry.
Do you for real?
Yeah.
Okay, you should.
I feel awful.
Stop.
I am.
Now you're stopping.
Not going to say anymore.
Sukin.
Sukin.
Sukin, last name Kittenflea.
All right.
Sukin Kittenflea says,
I was visiting San Francisco from LA this weekend with a friend for a short getaway trip. The first day, I met a handsome guy at a clothing store. He was incredibly friendly and got the vibe he was flirting with me.
Prove it.
As he was ringing me up, he asked me what my plans were for the weekend. He told me that the store usually has a party on Fridays, but unfortunately he was skipping it this weekend. He said he wished he wasn't skipping it so that I could come by and have a few beers with him. He didn't ask for my number, so I thought he wasn't interested in pursuing it any further. But after I left, I kept thinking about him. He was just so goddamn good looking.
ugh.
The next day, my friend wanted to go back to the store to pick up more things. I was pretty stoked to see him again. I asked him what he was doing that night, and he said he was staying in because he had, quote, things to catch up on. He gave me some local bar recommendations, and we said goodbye. I was feeling pretty bummed, but I enjoyed our conversation, so nothing to fret about. Then,
Sukin, come on.
an hour later, I got an Instagram notification that someone liked a couple of my pictures. Turns out it was the guy from the store. I got goosebumps because 1, how the hell did he find me? And 2, oh my God, he fucking found me. We don't have any mutual friends. I checked, and I was amazed, but kind of creeped out at the same time. So I followed him on Instagram and DM'd him.
Slide into the DMs.
Slide into the DMs.
What's that phrase?
It's a rap song about how a girl keeps sliding into a guy's DMs, which is like a direct message on Twitter.
So what does that mean? You're hitting on someone through DMs?
Yeah.
I thought it was about Instagram.
Or I guess you can DM on multiple things.
I think the song's about Instagram, whatever.
Either way, this is how the conversation went. There's a conversation between her and him.
So when you like a photo, that means you have to follow that person or no?
No, you can like a photo.
So he may not have been following her, right?
He might have not been following her, but he
How
found
did
her
he
on Instagram.
Find her? Maybe she tagged the store or something.
When she bought it, she probably she put her credit card, which had her name on it.
Oh, wow. I keep going.
So
Sukin.
there's this conversation between her and him on the DMs. Who wants to read them?
I'll be
Jake.
you.
I'm not in it.
Let Jake go. Jake hasn't read anything
Yeah,
yet.
I'll read it. I'll read it.
You have to come over here then.
No, come
Your
on, dude.
computer's
Give
more
us the
mobile than
thing.
my microphone.
Oh, you want to read both sides?
I'll read the other side. Give it to
me
us.
and Ben can.
All right.
We'll do this.
The first line is from the girl, and then the second line is from the guy.
Okay, so
Are you kind of messed up? That what happens if the guy listens to this show?
That's why we kept him
do you wanna be the
anonymous.
girl or the guy?
She'll know. They'll both know their whatevers.
Do you want to be the girl or the guy?
The gray is the guy.
Gray's the girl.
Or I'll be the girl.
Okay.
OMG! Hi.
Hey, find anything good yet?
Had dinner a little. Had dinner at Little Star Pizza and about to head out to Edinburgh like you suggested in a bit. Weird emoji.
It won't really be going until a little later.
Then Zeitgeist first and then Edinburgh later?
That sounds better. I'm going to suggest Zeitgeist and Benders just now.
Oh my god, there's more. Watch, I'm going to help us because we're old.
Oh, there we go.
No second thoughts about coming out?
Ha! I do want to hang out with you, but I'm going to be busy until later tonight. Wish you were here longer. I def want to kick it.
Cry emoji.
I'll text you later and see where you're at. Did you say you're staying near Japantown or Mission?
Yeah, I'm on Octavia and a height. If your schedule opens up, my number is...
Just read her number.
My number is 310. Do you know about a spot called Double Dutch?
Yeah, it's all right. Music is good, but the crowd can be questionable.
Thanks. And I'll finish it off. He never texted me, but he's been only liking pics of mine on IG. For reference, oh, that's her Instagram name. Does this mean he's just not that into me, and that I should just let it go? Thanks so much, Sukin.
It's a real story.
All right, Kitten Flea.
It's an exciting story. I've done this before. Have you ever slid into someone's DMs?
No, I've never connected with someone's. No, not if I didn't know them beforehand.
It's like because
if I knew them beforehand, maybe we will have talked, but not. I don't.
Because of Instagram and Twitter, there's less of a pressure to ask somebody for their phone number. It seems.
This is like the most cowardly move, though. He was afraid to ask for the number in the store,
but he didn't.
And he didn't even message her on Instagram. All he did was like a photo.
Yeah,
it worked.
I mean,
but the question is,
but that breaks my heart that
his responses are all so far away. He's very mixed signaling it.
I feel like he has a girlfriend.
Oh,
wow.
Can we look up her Instagram real quick? Can you copy and paste it or play?
I actually did look up.
I already did
Instagram.
too. She's pretty cute.
Is that true? Do you guys look her up, bro?
Yeah.
Okay.
No real clues beyond just what she looks like.
Can you give it to me?
What do you think?
Why
would the guy slide into the DMs, but not be down to hang out?
There's another one that people go like, "At me." You want to say to my at me? That's like a thing.
Really?
Can you give me her Instagram?
Let me look it up again.
No. I think it's just
I think this guy has a girlfriend.
And so why is he flirting?
Because it's fun to flirt, and it's fun to get to message people on Instagram, and it's fun to. I feel like you slide into the DMs. There's sort of like an expectation that it's going to get flirty and a little sexy, and this guy is probably like, oh, she doesn't even live in San Francisco, so I'm not going to cheat on my girlfriend, but maybe I'll get some nudes or something.
Oh,
wouldn't she be able to find out by going on his Instagram, seeing if he has a girlfriend?
That's possible, but maybe he doesn't post pictures of her because he likes to flirt with cute girls to come into his store. And maybe he's
being a guy who's trying to sell more merchandise. Is that a thing? I wouldn't think about that.
No. you should. I can't go out tonight, but check out our online store.
Dear Theodore. Sukin, we're looking at pictures of you right now, right off the bat. Pizza.
Yeah, that was a picture of her in San Francisco. It's very exciting to go traveling, meet someone attractive, and have them like your Instagram photos.
That is cool.
That's like a cool win. And then, why did he not?
I can see that making someone feel like, oh, there's a good chance.
It's a
not only that, but I found the guy. Did you find the guy?
No.
If you go to her followers, you can see a picture of the guy's logo from.
That's so. See, this is we're just as big creeps as this guy. We're actually bigger creeps. We're bigger snoops.
Yeah, because in the DMs you can see that thumbnail though.
I'm on it, boys.
Yeah,
it goes down in the DMs. It go down.
Wait, under following?
Yeah, people who follow her.
It is so scary.
So he does follow her.
Yeah.
He followed her back.
Yeah.
We asked. That was one of the questions.
It is so scary how intense stalking you can get now.
It's you can learn a lot.
Scary.
Oh, yeah.
It is so scary. And you can see when somebody's doing anything, so you know when you're being ignored.
Snapchat is even more instant. You can see what somebody's up to the minute. Instagram's I can see.
I tried Snapchat for a little bit. I can't find him, by the way.
What? If you go to her followers? Sorry,
I wrote
followers.
following.
Yeah,
Followers.
followers.
Hey, real quick plug on Snapchat. If
Yeah.
you buy a ticket to Austin and snap the ticket to me, I've been snapping everybody back that does that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And
So
we
you want to
give them
open
a
that up for
personal
the?
whatever?
You
A
want
nice
to open
little-
that up for the rest of the East Coast tour?
Oh yeah. Well, let's sell out Austin first, and then I'll focus on the ticket sales of the East Coast tour.
But all the ticket sales and all the information should be at ifiwereyoushow.com. Whether you live in Austin, D.C., New York, New Haven, or Boston.
Yeah, fine.
And
You
you
know
have
what? Fine.
huge
I'll
guests
open it
for
up.
all
You
those,
snap
right?
it. You snap me a pic of the tick. I'll snap back a pic of my dick.
Snap me a pic of the tick.
Look at the pick of the tick. Look at the pick of the tick.
In your lap.
Okay.
Very
My
nice.
God. I would say that he doesn't look like he's giving you a ton of love back, but he's giving you mixed signals, so I don't know.
I would say the boyfriend thing makes sense.
That's a bummer.
Well,
there are no
or sorry, the
pictures.
girlfriend. That narrative makes sense because one, this is as far as some people let themselves go when they're in a relationship. Like, oh, I can follow someone on Instagram. That's like pretty passive. And then like,
Yeah,
I
that's
can,
true. You
like,
can't
we
yell
could
at someone for
kick
following
it.
someone on Instagram.
yeah, you can feel the micro thrill of flirtation without actually having to like do anything. And then things got a little bit too real when she's like, "Hey, do you want to meet up?" He's like, "Oh, I can't really do that."
Yeah, maybe later. But I really do think if he's single, he meets up. There's nothing that's like so important that he needs.
Maybe
to
he's
do
not
at home.
interested.
That's possible, but
But
he.
he can't not be interested if she left and then he liked her photos.
How did
That's
he
so
find her?
instant.
How
That's
did
he
he
looked her up.
find
He looked
her?
her credit card.
Yes,
history.
that's so
I
interesting.
mean,
I've
that's
done that
crazy.
before.
You don't
I've
know
done that before.
Maybe she said her name, and her first name is very unique or something like that.
maybe
It's
so.
not.
but
We saw her name.
Right.
I done it. I've done this. What this guy did.
Right.
You've looked at a credit card receipt?
Yeah, when I worked at this.
Have you
before
ever gone to
Instagram.
somebody's house late at night?
I
I know people that do that, and I'm like, what?
like to
Like to see if they're around?
There was like in high
Oh,
school,
that's like
and I had like
before
crushes on
Instagram?
people. I would like take a route home that went by their house.
Oh,
and get,
in
like,
high school I did that. Yes,
a thrill to be
to
like,
see if they were up or whatever.
yeah, but I would not in like the middle of the night. It was like on my way home from work or something.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Like parking down the street at 2 a.m. is that's not okay.
Well, that's what people had to do before Facebook, Instagram, and all this stuff. They had to like literally stalk rather than cyber stalk.
Right, just like
It's
drive
so
by, and that's why I
scary.
like this a little bit because it's such a fun game. It's kind of cooler than asking for I mean, not cooler, but it's like this. It's a scavenger hunt, like the little micro flirtations that finally lead to the number, and then it
You love the
builds-
game. You love the game.
I do love the
That's
game.
the game up until you find somebody that you care about.
Yeah,
Well, this
but I
is
think
as far as
this game
he
is
can
a
play
little. This game is like a little bit cowardly that it's so passive on his part.
Stay strong. You're a very strong woman. Jake and Amir both love you very much.
I'm about to follow and like a couple of those photos on that Instagram. actually.
Whoa, Jake, you should.
Yeah,
But then everybody will look at your like. Can you look at someone else's likes? No.
You can sometimes see it.
Yeah, I think they showed you the most recent. Like,
Yeah, in the news.
amount of
And
friends.
every once in a while, I'll go and I'll see like some of my some of my fiending thirsty friends. Like it's a
Yes,
pictures.
dude.
Like it's a pictures of some girls.
So many. There's always a new slang word, isn't there? Thirsty. Let's make one up right now.
Okay. Actually, let's take a quick break and then we'll come back with some more slang from Ben and Amir.
What? Why?
Oh,
Not
sorry,
me.
Jake and Ben.
Fine.
I'm out of here.
Thank you as well to BlueApron.com for sponsoring this very special 200th episode of If I Were You.
Yeah, tell me about Blue Apron, please, buddy.
One of our favorites, one of my favorites, because it not only delivers food to you, but it enables you to cook it yourself.
It is empowering. It teaches you how to cook.
That's right, which is a very sexy, cool, practical skill. If you want to learn how to cook, but you don't know where to start, Blue Apron has you covered. For less than $10 a meal, they'll deliver fresh ingredients that you need to create home-cooked meals just by following simple instructions on a card.
One of my pet peeves is when I go to the grocery store, I sort of like, I get a little ambitious and I overdo it and I buy like 10 heirloom tomatoes and I'm like, I'm going to make a bunch of salads this week. And then I make one or something and then
Yeah, the rest go bad.
everything's just going bad in the fridge. Blue Apron sends you exactly what you need for the exact amount you need to make one dinner for two or however many people you want.
And the meals are actually pretty interesting, awesome, and cool and good and delicious. We're talking about, if you order it this week, you can get pork with heirloom carrots and beets, quick preserved Meyer lemon chicken, sweet and sour fish, not frisch, fish.
You're a joke, Blumenfeld. Frisch?
Ya frisch? And then they also have vegetarian options like vegetable bibimbap with eggs or roasted butternut squash with stewed white beans. It's all pretty fancy. It's all pretty delicious. And now you can get your first 2 meals for free. That's right, for free. Yo. Free meals. There is such a thing as a free dinner.
Dose free dinners?
If you go to blueapron.com/ifIwereYou. That's blueapron.com/ifIwereYou. Blue Apron is a better way to cook. Check them out. Thank you as well to one of our favorites. It only makes the most sense that we're also thanking MeUndies for sponsoring episode 200.
You're wearing your terry cloth shorts as we speak.
It's incredibly comfortable outerwear and underwear for men's and women's. And not only that, but they're constantly upgrading their ish. So whether you got MeUndies in the past, you haven't necessarily gotten them in the last couple weeks. They have new stuff for you.
Yeah.
The design of the month for February is this Valentine's Day Keith Haring designed underwear that we got because we're part of the MeUndies of the Month Club.
It was very dope. It was very comfortable.
And not only is it comfortable, it's affordable. And not only is it affordable, but you can get 20% off your first order when you go to MeUndies.com/Jake or MeUndies.com/Amir. I'm getting Snapchats of people wearing their MeUndies or ordering their MeUndies, getting free MeUndies in the mail.
You know what? I saw on Reddit the other day, somebody was saying, like, they didn't know if they could justify the price point for...
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, dude, you hang on to... Like, I have underwear now that I got 2 years ago.
Right.
You hang on to it for a long time.
Yeah.
And you wear it every day under jeans. They have to be comfortable.
And you can save up to $8 a pair with a subscription plan, and you get 20% off your first order with our coupon code, and shipping is free in the U.S. and Canada.
Don't waste your money on those, like, uncomfortable cotton Hanes. I used to think that was the only kind of underwear I could wear.
And it turns out it's not. Try them out. Just test them out. At the very least, check out MeUndies.com/Jake or MeUndies.com/Amir. Maybe surprise yourself. Check them out. You might like them more than you think. And thanks to everybody that's ordered some so far. You make us look good in front of a cool company like MeUndies. Once again, MeUndies.com/Jake or Amir. How about we get back
to Ben?
Hey, we're back. So what's
it goes down in the DMs. Go down, Nick. Go down.
What's a slang term for what?
Slang term for, like, wanting to flirt with someone. Slang term for, this girl wants it. How about that? Or this guy wants it. Doesn't have to be
so, like, the current one
appropriate.
is thirsty or horny.
Well, then let's think of something else that there isn't a term.
What about she's cold for it or shivering?
I mean, she doesn't want it.
Oh, that doesn't respond to
That's
your
a good
thirst.
thing.
Oh, that doesn't respond?
She stoned me.
Oh, like, what's it called when somebody stiff
What happens when you...
Oh, that's good, dude.
What's that? What's the short stop? What would you call that?
Pound the brakes?
No, but that's a real thing. People say that.
Yeah,
in
pumping the
relationships.
brakes.
Pumping the brakes.
Yeah.
She, like, what about, like, she's quenched? If you're like, I'm thirsty.
Oh, yeah.
That's
her
great,
thirst has been
JP.
quenched.
Yeah.
But that would mean that you succeeded somehow.
Right.
She's
Well,
bloated.
her thirst has been quenched elsewhere.
Yeah.
What's it called when you're full but with drinks?
God, I am.
Isn't it quenched?
Bloated. I'm bloated. She's bloated.
Yeah, she's bloated.
But that's sort of like a really
Too much. It's too much
That's
of it.
that's like projecting a look on her, like
Yeah,
she's
size.
It'd be
Yeah.
funny if he's like, she's just not that thirsty. She's just not that thirsty.
She recently had some water and she's sort of fine.
Yeah, she had a full cup of water.
Yeah.
Not a sip. She had a
She's
full
sated.
cup.
Isn't it sated?
Sated. No, but that's just satisfied.
I'm not sated. I'm satisfied.
Wow, dude. That was really
Love
good. What was that?
Huh?
Little toot. Do you have another question?
Hell yeah, dude.
I gotta ask a question before you guys ask questions. Is that okay?
Do you have Snapchat, Ben?
I do. It was public for a bit, and then I turned it private.
And what do you do with your snaps?
I send stuff to you. You know that I have Snapchat. I
Yeah,
snap
he
you.
snaps- he
I
snaps
snap
us every once in a while.
one of. There's 12 people that I have on my friend list, and you guys, and Marty are 3 of those 12 people.
You should start selling that, dude. I'm sure people would pay a lot of money for that.
I just don't know. I don't know.
I want you to sell that shit.
because
dude.
I wasn't putting stuff out because we just send stupid shit to each other.
Yeah.
But I wasn't putting stuff out, and then I would get messages from people, then I felt bad if I wasn't looking at all of them. And then also, you don't know what you're going to get. Isn't that
think
like...
there must
what
be-
happens if like a young kid sends you something terrible?
Yeah,
Isn't that illegal? What happens?
every
It's
once
not
in a while.
illegal to look at it.
That is illegal to look at.
Nah.
It's illegal to have it. And Snapchat disappears. But I'm not...
No, but you're looking
It sounds
at
like I'm
something.
defending myself like I get a lot of weird shit from kids. But I think, like, there's people that consistently send really weird shit, and I sort of, like, learn their names, and I remember, and now I don't open it.
And
Oh, yeah.
But then like you see them on that list forever.
Well, eventually
can
they stop
block
because
'em.
they see that their snaps aren't getting opened anymore, so the game's sort of over.
Do you get a lot of nude photos on Snapchat?
Not enough, but every once in a while, yeah.
So you don't want people following you? It doesn't matter if you say what your Snapchat name is. It's private.
I guess you could follow me. It's Rejected Jokes 0.
Rejected Jokes 0?
I think. I don't know.
You should make it at least like your story public.
No, I don't. But I don't do anything.
But you should do all the dumb shit you send to us. It could just go on your story, and then everybody
Yeah,
can
but that's
watch
private stuff.
No, a lot of it,
private.
like the asshole thing was private and the pee-pee thing,
Yeah,
the
you
rash
did
thing was
the
private.
Rejected Jokes 0, and then I have a number after it, but that just is a number, right?
it. Yeah, that's your snap
All
score.
right, Rejected Joke 0. What is a trophy case? Okay, so Rejected Joke 0, if you guys want to follow me on Snapchat, although I can't receive any snaps.
Or
I don't
you never
send
post a story.
But you know what? Maybe because you guys have been pushing so hard.
Maybe when this episode comes out, you can post a story. You can see how many people are looking at it.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I mean, it's just a whole new form.
I think it'll
it's
be a
whole
fun
new
little thing.
to worry
It's a
about.
lot easier. It's because it's the stakes are so low.
No,
because it
but some I've
disappears.
seen, dude, I've
Disappears.
seen us do like Periscope or something, and someone records it and puts it
Well,
elsewhere.
Periscope gets recorded.
Yeah, but why? What is it going to stop from you watching me recording your phone watching a Snapchat?
It's possible.
So, like, if it's you
possible.
taking your dick and opening it up, and there's a little worm that goes, hey.
That was, I
That'd be
remember
amazing.
That
That'd be the most popular snap story ever. I have
But
a
how many
talking
times-
worm that lives in my dick. Hey guys,
Isn't it a lot of work? Doesn't it feel like work?
Yeah, but you just replace it with stuff that you don't have to worry about anymore. So I'll Instagram less.
Do you feel like it helps your fan base? Do you feel like
Definitely.
really?
Yeah, because more of our fans are on Snapchat now than Twitter or Facebook.
I will say this: it makes it feel less permanent. It makes me feel like you're right. You could send something to a fan immediately. Like
Yeah, you
if
could
someone's
be a
like,
little
"Hey,
wackier.
you could do that real quick."
Right, I can't
And also,
s-
when people take photos now or selfies with either one of us, a lot of people just do it in Snapchat now.
Yeah.
because you can then save it, so it's like it does both.
Oh, so they're saving it while they're doing it.
Yeah.
See, I don't know how to do that. Do you save the ones you send to me?
Not always. Usually not.
Is there a button to allow you to choose?
If
yeah, you can. There's like a little
Before you
download button.
post.
Before you post, you press
Oh,
it.
okay.
Or if it's on your story, you could download it later too.
It's interesting. At least I'm learning.
yeah, for once.
But you can't save other people's. That's the whole thing.
Right.
And you can't take a
You can.
screenshot of it,
You
right?
can.
Take a
just lets
screenshot
them
of a
know.
photo, but it just lets them know.
Right.
Speaking of learning and teaching, this question's actually about that topic.
Cool.
Okay. Ben, do you have a guy's name for us?
Sure. Henry Boltz.
And what's his last name?
Henry Bolt's his first name, and his last name is Pearl. Peurl hard K, capital K.
Capital K at the end.
Pearl.
What's his first name?
Harold Boltz.
Harold Boltz.
Harold
What is
Boltz.
Pearl.
Was that Henry Boltz?
Now I feel bad because it's a woman who wrote it, but same name.
Yeah, it works.
Let's keep it simple. I love my boyfriend. He's kind-hearted, generous, always takes care of me. We have a good thing going.
The end.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all she wrote for real?
Oh, well, there's one issue.
Oh no.
Upon sending him a link to a funny SNL video about Bernie Sanders, I learned a shocking fact.
Oh no.
He has no idea who Bernie Sanders is. Not too crazy, right? Upon
Yeah, it
further
is.
digging, I found out he doesn't know who Hillary Clinton is,
What?
Donald
How's that
Trump,
possible?
or the name of our current vice president.
He's kidding.
He doesn't know any of the presidents past Bush, for that matter, or basic facts about American history. He's not foreign. He's lived his whole life here. The final shock I received is that he doesn't know the difference between a Democrat or a Republican. Now, he isn't so clueless about other things. He's really good at math and science, much better than I could ever hope to be. But these are basic things about the world that even the most ill-informed people are somewhat aware of. The problem is, though, I love him. I'm not so sure I can be with someone who has no idea about basic current events. We're both 23. Is it too late to educate him on these matters? Or should I simply call it quits? Does it matter if your partner is not your intellectual equal?
Ooh. Bum, 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 bum.
Sincerely,
Say
Harold
her name.
Boltz Perelk.
I'm going to say a couple of things, Harold Boltz Perelk. If it's something that concerns you very much, well, first of all, that doesn't mean he's stupid. It means he's uninformed.
True, there's a difference between being smart and being knowledgeable.
I think that's very smart, that the word you just used.
Thank you.
I
Because I have the knowledge to use them.
Never mind. I made a
Okay.
mistake. You're an idiot. I think that if it's something that really concerns you, you should bring it up and be like, hey, I'm like really into politics. It's a little bit, I was like, do you want to, I don't know exactly the words to use, but it'd be like, if it's something that really bothers you, it's going to continue to bother you. So you should bring it up and be like, hey, like, it'd be cool if we learned about this together, or like, like we could talk about it, stuff that really interests me and things like that. Or if he doesn't know, start to explain it to him, see if he gets interested. I would not give up on a relationship because of that, unless you find out maybe he is in a point you feel like he's so not equal with you intellectually that you think it's disturbing the relationship and decision making and stuff like that. But if you think he's a smart guy and he just doesn't know anything about politics, and you really love him like you say you do, then see if he wants to get involved with, like, learn about politics, stuff like that. Tell him how much it means to you.
Yeah, you can learn if you're smart. It just means you have the capacity to learn.
That's correct.
So he just hasn't spent. I don't know how you can avoid knowing who Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump
agree
is.
with what Ben's saying, but I think this is so egregious that she could make a really big deal out of it too.
That he doesn't. It is crazy.
She
not to
could
know
pretty much
anybody.
shame him into like, you have to know the two. I mean, the three like leading presidential candidates. You should know.
And
them.
by the way, even if he's not into politics, isn't Donald Trump on TV and like a
Yeah.
businessman? And
Yeah, it's hard to avoid that. It's
what
like
does
not,
he know? But maybe he knows a lot of stuff that she doesn't know.
he knows a lot about science.
That's
but,
true.
Wilderness or
But I think you could be like, hey, that's ridiculous. You should know this stuff. That's basic. And like, if you're really into politics, then I agree. You just say like, hey, I'm like
yeah.
getting
So
really.
this is important for you to know this stuff.
I want to talk about this stuff with you. I'm like really passionate
Yeah,
about.
I
this
love
election.
you and I love this stuff. I want to be able to talk about it. Is that cool?
okay. That answers her first question. We're
Oh,
all
no.
seemingly on the same page. Does it matter if your partner is not your intellectual equal? Do you like somebody to be dumber, as smart, or smarter than you?
For me, For me, I like people to be smarter than me, as smart or smarter. Not to say that I'm a very smart person, but as smart or smarter than me. I think that is something I'm into with women. I'm attracted to people who are smart and have their shit together.
Jacob?
Agree, Jake?
Yeah, I am
don't wanna
attracted to
date
people that
someone who-
smart. I think the issue actually comes from: is it okay that my partner's not my intellectual equal? She's not giving him enough credit. There's got like. She says herself that he's better at science and math than she could ever hope to be. So that's right away, she's not an equal when it comes to that. And maybe she's got a superior knowledge of politics. I think she has to recognize his strengths and his weaknesses and her weaknesses and find some sort of like middle ground.
Right.
But I don't think it's ever black and white. It's like, I'm smart, you're dumb. It's like, I'm smart at this, I excel at this, and you don't. And what matters is, are they smart at things that you want them to be smart at?
Right. Like, because people can be smart or knowledgeable in different things.
Right.
And it's some of it is like book smart, like I know a lot of trivia. Some of it is just like I have the ability to change a tire. I don't know how to do that.
But how much for the three of us? Or maybe I don't have a wealth of knowledge of this. How much about the political landscape do you know? How much do you know the difference between Hillary and Bernie? I know we know about them. I know we know some of their points of view. But like, do you already both of you guys know exactly who you want to vote for? Do you have all the facts? Do you know what I mean? So
I'm vaguely aware of this stuff. Jake is more so.
I'm
Really? Are you very engrossed
I'm
with it?
really into politics. But I don't know who I'm voting for between Hillary and Bernie.
Right.
But that's
all
not
three of us are
because I don't know what
Democrats.
they stand for.
I mean, he doesn't know the difference between Democrat and Republican. That's that. By the way, there's lots of things that separate them, but there's like huge points that separate them as well.
I mean, and that I think the difference between Democrat and Republican, the difference between Bernie and Hillary is actually like slightly more.
Well, those are two Democrats.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's slightly more acceptable.
I know,
Like,
just in
I don't
case.
really know like what they stand for. Because they both like generally stand for democratic
Right.
issues.
Either
To not
way,
know
it's
the
someone we
difference
wanna
between
support.
like Bernie or like Hillary and Trump,
Right.
That's insane. Like that actually.
Well, according to
makes
this,
a
he doesn't
difference
know
in
who
how-
Donald Trump is or who Joe Biden is.
So-
Right. To not know the difference between Democrat and Republican is like a pretty big one.
But it's something you can teach if you think he's smart.
Yeah, if he knows math and
What
science.
about you? What about you? With intelligence.
Yeah, nobody wants to date somebody that's like, oh, I feel like I can't have a conversation with you.
Or just that they feel that they're dumb, or that they're going to make the wrong decision.
Right, because it's like
That's a big thing. Having the skill set to know when you're doing something right or wrong is a huge thing.
Or like if you left them alone to their own devices, like do you trust them to be competent?
That's very smart too. Yeah.
Well, I think that goes back to appreciating somebody's certain kind of smarts, because somebody might like know a ton of languages, but if you put them in a city, they wouldn't know how to. They would like don't have any spatial awareness or something. And yeah, it's true. Like there's certain aspects of dumbness or intelligence that I wouldn't want to deal with. Like you're saying, I would not want to be with somebody who is helpless if they got lost.
Right.
Right.
Or
if you're at a party, just didn't know what to do.
Right, who didn't know how to talk to people.
That's why
I want somebody who's like emotionally intelligent.
My third dates are always the same thing. Pick up a girl in an Uber. I take her.
Is this real or no?
Totally real.
Okay.
Blindfolded to a helipad. And then we go up and away. She has no idea where she is.
Of course.
It's an hour-long flight every single time, exactly an hour.
This is all normal. Get to the weird part.
Well, I drop her in an area, whether we go out and back.
Like, and she dies?
No,
just
she doesn't
drop
die.
her, of course, yeah.
So we lower
Drop her in an area. Come on.
Yeah. I
Get to
lower
the
her
weird part.
into a very secluded area, like
This is all third date
Angelina's
stuff.
Yes, like Los Angelinos National Forest or something.
Right.
And she has whatever basic survival stuff. I'll
You
give
give her a backpack of basic. We know, dude.
Yeah.
Get to the weird part.
iodine capsules.
Actually,
a
iodine
granola bar.
That's to kill yourself. Keep going.
That's
cyanide.
Yeah. I also
sorry.
give her that just in
iodine.
case she starts.
and she
starts
doesn't know which one is which.
Right.
It's a red pill and a blue pill.
And then a shiv, a net. And
Are these things to kill herself?
yes, these are all
things to kill
This
you
is all
when she
normal.
finds you.
This is all normal. Get to the weird.
And if she can survive, I'm like, okay, she's capable, smart enough to have at least survived
And
long
you never
enough for me
jump
to
down
find
there.
her again.
You stay in that helicopter.
Of course I don't jump down.
Right,
I'm
you're
a
not an
scared
idiot.
little cold boy.
Right.
I'm shivering up there in the helicopter.
What do you give her when
boy.
she succeeds?
When she succeeds,
And
I
has
give her
anybody
the
ever
same.
succeeded?
2 people have succeeded. I give them the same
And how
thing.
many people have you lost in Angeles National Forest?
Close to 90.
And of the 2 people that survived, what did they have to say to you?
I give them the same thing.
What?
What, a tap on the back and a hearty grin?
Cyanide pill?
A firm handshake and a 4th date.
How many people out of those 9
Two.
took the date? Out of those 2 took the date.
Neither of them. They were so mad at me.
Did you leave them in the forest? So that number's up to 92?
Oh, when I said close to 90, I meant over 90.
Oh, how high over 90?
106.
You knew the exact number. Why would you even say 90?
I was trying to soft sell it.
Hold on the world. I've been saving all my money just to get me there. Do you guys ever listen to Crosby, Still, Nash, and or Young? Jake, get off your phone. We're in a podcast.
Yeah, you're right. I was checking the text. Dear Theodore.
Dear Theodosia, what to say to you? You have my nose, you have your uncle's teeth. How did that happen? I fucked your uncle fast. Ding, 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 ding. Dear Theodosia, I'm so sorry. I messed you up. You're part me and you're unk, and I don't know what to do or say. You're screwed.
There's a lot of Hamilton fans just loving this part of the show.
Even if you're not, you
Deep
still
cut.
like the song.
Yeah.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Hey, a question for the room.
Sure, this might be the last one. We got to wrap up.
Oh, that's what my question was. When you looked at your clock, what time is it?
We're near an
I
hour.
actually forget. I think it was 12:42 or 12:46 or something.
Oh, wasn't?
Yeah.
I was just wanting to make sure it wasn't 1. So it wasn't really like a what time is it?
What do you have to
It
do
was
at
just
1?
like, we have an editing session for a very exciting project that we haven't announced yet, and we still won't.
Ooh, I know about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we told you.
How's it feel?
It's fun.
Good.
It'd be fun to do an entire interview about that project before,
not
like
talk
without
about it.
announcing it. Like, yeah, it's been really creatively satisfying. It's
Frankly, I don't even know if we can keep this part of the show in.
yeah, we can.
Yeah, you can. You don't know what you're talking about.
Do you have anything to promote yourself?
When did this come out?
Monday, February 15th. This is right after the NBA All-Star Game, so you can't promote that.
Nice.
Well, the
Did Rudy
NBA
Gay
All-Star
play?
Game, guys. Check it out. Just happened.
Would being in the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game be a dream for you?
I don't think so.
You'd be able to play in tonight versus Kevin Hart and Ludacris.
I don't think I would like that type of attention for some reason. Is that
Really?
weird?
But you're pretty good at basketball.
I'm pretty good at basketball.
And you get to hang out with like,
That
You
probably would be
get
fun.
coached
Hanging
by
out with
Drake,
those people
right?
would be fun.
yeah.
But being on camera and playing I don't know why it feels a little bit weird. Maybe it'd be great. Maybe I'm just nervous because I'm afraid that I won't do well, and people will be like, "Look at him."
Oh, you did
but maybe
great,
I'll do
man.
great, and everybody will be like, "Wow, look at him."
Yeah. I think you're deceptively good at basketball. Like, you don't look as good as you are at basketball.
I
If
don't
that
look
makes
as
sense.
good. You mean my body?
If I were to look at you and be like, I wouldn't
Yes,
think
I've
you're as
heard
good
that
as
before.
basketball as you are.
People wouldn't think that I play basketball
as well as you do.
right? Because I look like a Muppet.
Yeah.
I've heard that before. I've heard that before while playing basketball, which is weird. Like, oh man, I never would have guessed. I was like, that's kind of mean, but all right.
Yeah.
That's kind of. What do I have to plug?
Your Snapchat?
Go to my website, rejectedjokes.com. I did a bunch of videos with a bunch of NFL guys that were really fun. Rex Ryan.
Oh man, the Kirk
Cousins.
video.
That was a really,
fucking
really
great.
fun
Thanks,
video.
guys.
That
You guys
video.
both messaged me, which was really nice. I used to do that when I watched Jake and Mary really liked it. I used to always email you guys afterwards.
Yeah, you would. That was nice of you.
Of course. I always meant it. And the ones that didn't email, no worries. What else? Rejectedjokes.com. Go to @rejectedjokes on Twitter and Instagram. And I guess Rejected Jokes 0 on Snapchat. I'm trying to think if there's anything coming.
House of Lies.
House Lies comes out in April 10th. And then...
That's funny because that's when we'll be in New Haven, Connecticut with each other.
oh, wow. I guess we'll watch it all together.
Pistol Waving, New Haven. That's what's up.
And then I don't know. I'm doing some shows with Middleditch at Largo, but they're sold out. But
Sorry,
there's
boys.
One on the 20th, and then there's one in March.
Both sold out?
February sold out, and we haven't announced one in March yet. We're going to announce it soon. And that's it.
It's pretty good. That's a lot of shit happening.
No, it isn't. It's just my social media.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What'd you say?
He's charting a helicopter right now.
I put a fucking tracking device on this girl's ankle, and she's getting pretty close to the border of the park. I think I fear
What
I have
happens
to
at the
meet her
border? Is
there.
that wrong or
She's
good?
that's
actually
just
getting shit. It's sadly close to the house, and she's moving way too quick.
I see her. I can see her from here.
She's pissed. Oh yeah,
She is
shiv between her
struggling.
teeth. She is.
She is pissed. She's got iodine and what's the other one?
Cyanide.
And cyanide. in
kicking
her
the door
hands.
down.
She keeps winking at me like I made a mistake. I don't even know this woman.
Honestly, the edge of the park is just the beginning of her journey.
This is what I dropped off a fucking year ago too. So she was out there
She
getting
is-
stronger.
She is looking husky and hairy right now. She is really putting. Looks like she has the corpse of a different woman that was left there. That I left there a
She's
while
eating
ago.
Marty. She is eating our
Marty
roommate
is
Marty.
done. You know what? Marty should know better. What do you guys have to plug? Jake, you have anything to plug?
Snapchat, Jake Demand 85. Snap me a picture of your ticket to any of our shows. I will snap you back a real happy little picture, not of my penis, but it'll make you feel good.
my butthole at the very least. A little bit of a brown eye. And I'm Amir Bloom. That's AMIRBLOOM on Snapchat. Ben, thanks for coming on episode 200.
I'm so happy.
Thanks,
200 episodes, guys.
Where does the time go?
I can't believe it's been 100 since we did that at Joe Play. God, it's scary, huh? We're all getting older. Do you feel that all the time?
All right, we'll be back on Thursday or Monday of this week. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. We'll be back soon.
You're in a pinch, you don't know what you should do. If I were you, the show. Jake and the mirror, two Jews who can help you. If I were you, the show. Give me an answer, I really need advice fast. If I were you, the show. I hope they don't make fun of me or put me on Monday blast. If I were you, the show. I need some money soon. Is fraud such a bad crime? If I were you, the show. Should I break up with my lass? She cheated on me 12 times. If I were you, the show. I Tinder every day. You're swiping through my thumb sore. If I were you, the show. Finch can help me out. I'll just show him me crap more. If I were you, the show. If I were you, the show.
That was a HeadGum podcast.